Hi guys, it's time to record another video. Just to let you know, I've got a bit of a cold or allergies or something. I have a bit of laryngitis, so I feel better than I sound, so that's a good thing. But just, you know, bear with me. I may cough a bit. I may clear my throat a lot. So just letting you know. I'm at pattern-collections.com, and at Pattern Focus, we're going to go to today's pattern. This week looks like all the patterns start with the letter C. Oh, and just to let you know, I'm always a week behind on my videos. So I'm recording on this week, the 14th through the 20th. But you won't see these videos until the 21st through the whatever it is. Because I'm always a week behind. So, because I had somebody say, oh, well, I tried to find the pattern on your video and I clicked on today and it went to the wrong pattern. Well, that's because they were on the current week. You know, let's say this video releases on the let's see, I'm going to draw the 14th. It's going to release on the 21st. Let's say on the 21st, if you click on the one that says 21st, you're going to get the wrong pattern. You actually have to scroll down until you find the name of the pattern that I'm doing for today. And then you'll be able to, excuse me, get the right link to the pattern. Just an FYI. I thought everybody knew that, but apparently not. Okay, so today we're going to go to Curly Flower, which is this one. Click on it. This one is, the step out is by Katsuri Das, and this is her artwork here. So looks like it's sort of a mandala-like flowery type of a pattern. Would be a really good base for a good mandala. What happened to my pointing stick? I'll use this one. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw, right, 1, 2, 3, 4 to make an 8-spoked thing. And then on one side of this spoke, we're going to put a bracket right here, all the way around. And then apparently we're going to go back and do a bracket on the other side all the way around. So you have this spoked thing with brackets. I am tempted to draw this part in pencil, so I don't have this line in the middle, and so you really see the bracket shape. I'm tempted to do it that way. You can do that, you know. This is I am now a certified creative pattern tangling coach, CPT coach. And in creative pattern tangling, we take the patterns. They're the base for exploration in our art. And you know what? You can say, what if we do this? What if we do that? And explore the various possibilities of a pattern. And if I say, what if I make that in pencil, then that's good. That's part of the philosophy of creative pattern tangling. Anyway, continuing on. And then on that bracket shape, we're then going to connect this point of this bracket to here and about here, and make these sort of petally little things. And then we can fill in or embellish as you see fit. This one shows it filled in dark behind, and then with these little lines in the front, and then here it's colored. Do whatever we want once we've gotten to that point. So I'm just going to draw one big one. I like this composition here. Yeah, I'm just going to continue with something like that, but I think I'm going to do the pencil. So close your eyes, everyone. Here it comes. Turn that on. I'm going to use the back side of this. I wish I felt, well, no, I wish I sounded better. I don't feel that bad. But every time I get sick, I do lose my voice. I thought maybe it was allergies, except for my husband's sick too. So I think we've got a cold of some sort. Okay, so I'm going to, in pencil, do this cross like that, and one here, and one here, just to give myself a, sort of a starting point. I'm not going to draw those those lines. I am going to give myself a little bit of a border. May not use it. You know me. Many times I don't use it. But I'm going to put it there anyway, just to remind myself not to get too carried away. Ugh. Okay, so I'm going to take my pen. I've been getting a lot of questions about pens again lately. I must have a new big batch of subscribers. Every time I get a new large batch of subscribers, I get the same questions over and over again. All the information about my supplies I have listed in the description box for the video. If you're on a computer, underneath here, you click on the more, show more button under my description, and it will show you all the information down there. If you are on mobile, I believe it's somewhere on this side. You click on the 3 dots, and that will bring you the menu that opens up the description box. So, yeah, just follow those. That will give you information about the supplies I'm currently using for this video. Now, it may change from video to video depending on how far back you're going. Every time my pen runs out of ink and I get a new pen, I change my description. But for the most part, I use any kind of technical drawing pen that is, I like the 01 size. Sometimes I'll draw with an 05. I will color in with an 08. With an 08 size. Occasionally I will use the 005, but I just find that just too fiddly. I'm not happy with it. So, you know, it's a personal preference. So we're just going to draw this sort of bracket shape. Brackets are not my best go-to shape, so this is good practice for me. The more you practice your shapes, the smoother and the better they become. Because you get muscle memory. Goes up and it swoops, and then it comes down like that. Up and swoop and down like that. And the more I do them, the better they look. I must say, that's a very interesting look, right? As it is, in and of itself, that's a very interesting look. I've not started any pattern with a bracket shape like that. So I find this really interesting to look at. And I need to, pardon me for just a second, I need to push this button. No, I need to push this button. And then I need to push this button. And then I need to do this. I'm using the TENS machine on my knee. It was very painful this morning. So I wanted to get that started. Okay, so I'm going to go back and do the same thing like that. This is a little harder because there's not as much room in here. And it's kind of confusing my brain, but I'm getting there. Like that. Now, if you want that hard line in there, you can obviously draw it with the pen. I just decided I wanted to see the bracket shape bigger, and that line just kind of breaks that up. Excuse me. So then I want to make a sort of a connecting arch between these brackets, and since my brackets are not anywhere near consistent, yeah. If you want this middle part to be more consistent, I think I should have made myself a little guideline as to where to put the peak of my bracket so that they made a more roundy shape. But that's alright. You know, I'm not that concerned about things being absolutely perfect. And like I said, the step out is just sort of a guide. I don't look at somebody's step out and say, I have to draw it exactly like that. If it does turn out like that, that's cool. But if it doesn't, that's all right too. There's a little blob of something there on my paper. I don't know what that was. Okay, so that's your basic shape. And now you can embellish however you want. I don't know what I want to do. So give me a moment. I'm going to think. While I'm thinking, I'm going to erase my little guidelines. I think I'm going to get my bigger pen, my 8, and I'm going to make some bolder lines. I really want to show that bracket shape, and that bracket seems to have disappeared. So what I think I'm going to do is on one side, I'm going to emphasize this bracket shape by just coming back through with my thicker pen. Like so. Like that. Now I really see that bracket shape. I like that a lot. And then I think I'm going to embellish with maybe I'll aura this. So some people ask me what's the difference between an aura and an echo. And an aura is like this, where I'm drawing another line that's exactly parallel or equidistant all the way. It's like an outline. That's an aura. Now if I was to make an echo, let me do an echo here. An echo is kind of follows the shape, but it can connect to the previous line. So that's an echo. There's an echo of that line. It's sort of like following the shape, but it can be different, varying line widths and spacing. With the aura, you're more like an outline. This is more of an echo. I think I need, what, one more? I forgot how many I was doing. I think it was 4. You know what this reminds me of? There's, I watch a lot of paint pouring videos. I don't know if you guys watch any of those. I'm fascinated with watching them. I have not done any paint pours myself, but I'm just fascinated with watching them. And there's a technique where you put the bottom of a soda bottle cut off down on your thing, and then you pour the paint on the top and it runs off. And then it makes these puddles that looks a lot like this. So that's really attractive to me. So I think I'm going to do like that. Couple of lines down, like it's dripping down and off. I like that. Okay. Oops, wrong way. I think I'm just going to leave it just like that. I like that a lot. And I may color. Don't usually color, but I am really inspired by those flow paintings. I think I want to do something organic here around the outside. It can be all different. Like that. Oh yes, I like that a lot. Starting to, I can tell this pen is starting to lose ink. I've used it a lot. And I'm thinking, I think I want to add color to this. I don't know. What do I want to do? Everybody help me out. I think I'm feeling like I want to make some flow art here. So I'm going to get my Inktense pencils, which I've just dropped on the floor. I want this color, chili red. I want a fuchsia. and maybe the Shiraz, and then a pop of something really unexpected, like maybe sherbet lemon. Actually, no, take it back. I want the lime green, apple green. And then what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to color directly on my page. I'm going to use my water brush, and I'm going to take a little bit of color off the tip of the pencil, of the Inktense pencil, and put it down on the paper. Now this Shiraz, let me get a piece of blank so I can swatch the colors. The Shiraz should be a kind of a maroony red, which it is. The fuchsia should be a bright kind of pink, which it is. The chili red should be sort of a terracotta type of a red, bright. Yep. And then the apple green will just be a pop that's completely different in color. Oh, those are awesome colors, aren't they, together? Okay, I like that color palette. So I'm gonna put the, let's start with the green. I'm gonna put it in here. Now, this paper is not watercolor paper, so I have to be very careful with how much water I put on, or it'll go all wrinkly. But I'm enjoying exploring, adding multimedia to my Tangles. And I'm not being super precious about, you know, if I go slightly over a line, no big deal. It's just to get a pop of color. It's not like a coloring page where I'm being super specific. Trying to get both of these things in the viewfinder so you can see what I'm doing. It's kind of awkward to hold my pencil like that, but I really want to hold it up over here, but you can't see that. So somebody tells me, I wasn't paying any attention, somebody tells me that I have gone over 12,000 subscribers. So thank you everybody for being a subscriber to my channel. I appreciate it. Yeah, I like that. And I think I want the green out here too. Come on. Give me some water. There it goes. It was a little dry. I know I didn't want to put a lot of water, but that was ridiculous. It wasn't coming off my brush. Better. Excuse me. one do I want next? I want the... No, I want this one. I may have to iron this piece of artwork when I'm done. It's a little starting to warp. I knew it would, since, like I said, this is not watercolor paper. But that's okay. I like that. And then a little bit of this in here. Oh, my brush is getting dry again. That's better. Alright, that's good. Then I want the fuchsia. Just loading up some color. Right there. So since I have no voice, my videos are going to be kind of quiet this week. I'm just going to let myself get into the flow, get into that zone. I've been reading more about the difference between meditation and flow. And and Ina's right. We aren't, when we're doing this art form and we're getting to that place where, you know, the outside world doesn't matter and we're just concentrating on what we're doing. That place where you can, time seems to stand still, and you know, you lose that, you have no idea, you know, people around you, the sounds disappear, all of that stuff. That's when you're in the zone. You are in the flow of things. It's different than meditation. I thought it was the same, but I'm reading more and more about it, and it's different. If I think about it, and that might be tough for me to remember, but I'll try to remember to put a link in the description box or on my Draw Tangles page on Facebook that I found a couple articles that really, there's Wikipedia. If you look up flow in Wikipedia, there's a lot there, but that was a little almost too technical for me to really enjoy that read. But I found some other articles that I found more interesting, and put it more in kind of plain and simple terms on how the flow is that. And you can get it no matter what you're doing, whether it's art or music or dance or athletics. You can get in that space, that head space, where things are just going really well, and it's all just kind of coming together. And it's that part of the passion. That's where the passion is coming from. Is that flow. So when you start becoming really passionate about this art form, it's because you feel the flow. And that's where we want to get to. And you get to the flow faster and easier when you have the skills to get there. So that requires practice. If you haven't practiced, you haven't gotten those skills, you will find that sometimes the patterns become frustrating. And that's because you haven't practiced your basic skills of line work and like brackets can be frustrating for me because I haven't practiced brackets enough. But I feel like I want more green in there. Green? Yeah, I think I want a little green in there. Yeah. But the more you practice, the less frustrating it is. The best way to get into flow is to have a balance between challenge, which is, when we draw patterns, especially when I'm drawing a pattern I've never done before, that gives me a challenge. And boredom. I mean, if you constantly did the same pattern over and over, it would no longer be fun or challenging, and you get bored with it, and then you're no longer in the flow. But you have the flow when you have that challenge, but that the challenge is not so difficult and so overwhelming that you feel frustrated. That's when you've gone beyond your skill set, and you need to practice your skills. Once your skills are up to speed, then you can get on to a more challenging thing. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And here I said I wasn't going to talk, and I just started blathering on. I really like this colors together. That's so pretty, but my page kind of curled up on me, so I got to kind of bend it. I'm just going to bend it back this way to make it lay more flat, like that. That's better. Oh, how pretty is that? And it goes well with my purple background too. Okay, so that's the end of today's. I'll see you tomorrow. I will continue to have no voice because I'm going to try to do most of my recording today. Voice or no voice, I've got to get it done. And because I really don't feel bad. I just sound horrible. I take myself some more water, and I will see you tomorrow. You go out and do something nice for somebody today, and make the world a better place, all right? See you later. Bye. I get that.